Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, JRC Restoration Decor and Designs. My name is Phyllis. Today's video, I will be addressing comments and questions as well as giving experiences that I share regarding contact paper, peel and stick contact paper that I applied to a shower back in June. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, this is going to be somewhat of not a chat, well yes it is a chat video, questions about why I have not done a review on the peel and stick contact paper that I applied in the bathroom that I did in June. Now I put in my community tab on last night that I was going to do this video today just to give an update, not on the peel and stick contact paper because I have not been back since then. And first of all, I'm sorry if you all hear the beeping. Those are my fire alarm boxes that I can't seem to figure out how to stop. That I pull the boxes down, take the batteries out of all of them, and it still goes off. I guess that's just the wiring throughout the house, but I've gotten so used to it till it doesn't bother me. So I apologize for the beeping sound. And if you hear motor, I have a refrigerator here in my little closet kitchenette here. I'm in my office. Okay. The contact paper review, I was going to do that in December of 2020, but I had to leave to go to Baltimore because my dad got sick. He was hospitalized the week after Thanksgiving with the coronavirus. He had walking pneumonia and COPD due to low blood oxygen because of that. Now, when I did that contact paper, applied that contact paper to that shower in June, I said I was going to do a review in December, and I knew it was going to be in December, at least I thought it was until this happened. It's because I always go to Florida in June to keep my grandchildren while they're out of school. So I'm there from June and July of every year. And then I go back in December to be with them on Christmas and keep them for the 2 weeks that they're out. That's why I said I was going to do a review then. So I did not do it in December because I had to cancel my trip to go to Florida because my dad got sick and I had to go to Baltimore to take care of my dad for 2 months. I'm just getting back home February 8th. So this is the week following. So it was a week ago yesterday that I just got back home. So I did share this information already in a video that I did put up, and I titled that video, How COVID-19 Affected Me. And in that, it's saying how it affected me as far as my schedule and why I did not do some things. Now, I will say that I probably should have stated about the information, the contact paper not going to be being reviewed. Excuse me, I'm getting all tongue-tied here. I probably should have put that in the title somewhere. But nonetheless, I did do that, and I followed that up, or actually I put in my community tab before I did that video, telling people with the screenshot of that video, of that thumbnail, as to why I would not be doing the review until June of 2021. My plans are, should nothing happen, as every year, is to go to Florida in June, and when I get there, I'm going to do a review, and I'm going to clean it, show you the cleaning process and everything. I've been using this contact paper, this marble contact paper, on a lot of things and things around water for the past 2 or 3 years now. So I'll be sharing all that information. But what I wanted to do is also, and I have here in front of me, I have a big erase board sharing some information about contact paper versus wallpaper. Some people are calling this wallpaper. It's not wallpaper. Contact paper, and I did a little bit of research on Google. I am not a professional by any means, not a professional. I am a DIYer. I am not licensed to lay down any kind of wallpaper. I do not have a desire to work with wallpaper. And that is because wallpaper, from what I researched, requires paste and water and a brush and all that. That's not something that I do, and that's not something I will ever do because it's not something I want to be bothered with. Contact paper already has the adhesive on the back, and some, not all, and I've learned this, some contact papers are removable, reusable, and are self-adhesive. Some contact papers, when you put it on, it's a headache coming off. That's some. So when you go to order, this is what I learned. I'm just sharing with you all what I learned. When I order contact paper, I make sure that it says peel and stick removable or repositional self-adhesive. When it states that, that lets me know that I can take it off at any time, whether it's up for a day or a year or 2 or 3. I can take it off and there's no damage to what I put it on because it is made to be removed or reused, which I have done, and it has the self-adhesive already on the back. Now, I have seen a YouTuber, actually 2 YouTubers, who used the same peel and stick contact paper, and they used Mod Podge on the surface, and this is in their home, not an apartment. This is in their personal home. They did this on their, this young lady did this on her countertop. She put Mod Podge, Mod Podge on her countertop. Then she laid the contact paper, and then on top of that, she put the epoxy on top of that. So she wanted that to stay permanent. I guess she wanted to use that in a wallpaper, the process of a wallpaper type installation. She wanted it to be permanent. And because it was on the sink, I guess she didn't want to take any chances of water damaging it. Now, you also have to understand, not all contact paper is waterproof or fireproof. So you have to read, or heat proof, not fireproof, but heat proof. So you have to read the description and the information and the details about the contact paper to see if it meets the need for what you want it to be. Now, what I have been using in my home, which I have downstairs in the kitchen, I might just go down there before this video is over and show you, or I do have a clip of where I did a 3-minute video and I covered my island with it. And I run the water and the water splashes up every single day and I have no issues. And it's been there since I think I came back home in October before I left again. Yeah, it's been up there that long and I have no issues. But what I wanted to do in this video is address the difference between contact paper and wallpaper. Now, again, wallpaper is more permanent and it comes with the paste already on the back of it, where you have to wet it, or you have to buy the paste and the brushes and wet it, and it's a process to put it up. Me personally, I would leave it to the licensed professionals to do that. That's not my forte, and that's not something that I desire or will ever do. Now, as far as contact paper, again, I state it's removable, reusable, and self-adhesive. Some contact papers are not. Some contact papers, they are self-adhesive, but if you put it on, it's a monster to come off. So that's why I read when I order, I make sure I can take it off, or if I make a mistake, I can pull it and put it back down, and that there's no issue to the surface that I put it up against. What I also look at is quality. And what I use and what I tell people, you get what you pay for. If you buy cheap, you're going to get cheap. So, and it's going to look cheap. Now, to my surprise, the marble contact paper that I use a lot is by the Duck. And I've heard some YouTubers say they don't like it. You do what you do. Use what you use. I use what works for me. I like that, and I purchased it from Walmart. And it's like $5.48 a roll. And I think it's like 20.5 by 13 feet a roll. And that's what I used in the bathroom that I'm going to do the review on. I just used it in my dad's bathroom before I came back home. I put up 2 weeks ago, and I put up the video. Now, I'm interested in seeing how it holds up in his bathroom simply because his bathroom, the shower, that's a fit-in shower wall. That's not the original wall. There is a wall behind that. So how that's going to work, he wanted it up there. I put it up there. He's going to eventually down the road get a full blown out bathroom remodel. That's something that my siblings and I are going to have done for him. But in the meantime, I did this at his request. So when I go back in November of this year, I plan to show a review. Should nothing happen to keep me from going back there, I want to preface that. If I get to go back there, I will do a review and see how it held up in the shower. I did put a piece up in the shower the day before. I took a shower. My niece took a shower, and the steam and everything. I made sure it was a nice hot shower, and I wiped it down and got up the next day, and the paper was still up. And actually, when I pulled it down, it wasn't hard, but the adhesion was still nice and secured. So I'll do that review for what I did in my dad's shower in November of this year. I also put that contact paper in my daughter's kitchen in 2018, and it's still on her countertop. No issues. I put it downstairs on my island. I put it in a friend's kitchen on her countertop. I called her. It was about 2 months ago. She says there are no issues whatsoever. So I guess it just depends on what you purchase. I use the Walmart Duck brand wherever I go because, number one, I've had no issues with it, and that's what I'm used to. So basically, you get what you pay for. Now, the middle part of my island, that contact paper is actually the identical contact paper that Wayna of Wayna's World used in her kitchen, because we went to her channel and I went in her description box and I tapped on that link, and that wallpaper is what my friend ordered, and we did not use it in her kitchen. We just resorted to using the one in Walmart, and I brought that roll back and used it on my island. And that paper that she used, that Wayna used, is good paper, quality paper, but it was a booger to put down. Oh, I had a tough time because it was hard. So that's not something that I could have done myself. So I had the guy that's been doing different things in my home. He helped me put it down, and it took us like well over 3 hours to get that down because it is very thick and very tough. It's good quality, but it takes more than one person. The kind that I get, the Duck brand that I get from Walmart, one person can put it down. And again, it's good quality, surprisingly to me, for $5.48 a roll. Now, and I'm looking at things here that I got on my board that I'm addressing. Now, other questions that I got from viewers wanting to know about the review, they want to know, okay, how do you clean this? How I clean my kitchen countertop is I just wipe it with warm water. But I told my daughter, in the process of cleaning the shower wall, it's best to use soft scrub and a soft sponge to wipe it. Quite naturally, you don't want to use harsh chemicals like bleach and Ajax, because then you have to scrub it, which then would tear the paper. The paper is not that thin, but you don't want to take that chance. So using soft scrub and a soft sponge and warm water to rinse, and then just wipe down. It's no problem. It won't come off. I have done it to my, not to my dad's, but my daughter's kitchen sink where water just comes up and there's no issue. So, again, I will be doing that review, and I will actually do that. When I get there, I will use the soft scrub and the sponge, and I will clean the shower to show you all the process that I would use for that. Others have asked me, is there mold or mildew issues? No, I haven't seen or experienced it. My daughter says she didn't see any mold, and my thing is, if it erupted, it would come through the paper if it came, from behind there. But also, if you read, like the one that's on my island, and I did state that when I did my friend's kitchen, because we ordered that contact paper again, but it was in a darker version for her kitchen countertop. In the description, it says it's mold proof, mildew proof, heat proof, and waterproof. So again, when you go to order contact paper, and this is from Amazon or from anywhere, read in the details and the description and see. Or you can enter, when you go to do your search in Amazon, I type in waterproof, heat proof, peel and stick contact paper. And this is the peel and stick contact paper that you can remove and it doesn't damage the surface. That is heat proof, where you can put it around your stove area, backsplash and all, because it's heat proof, waterproof, mildew proof, and mold proof. They do have that. And again, I called my friend Jackie and she said there is no issues. She told me there was no issues. I will call her again and ask, is it still holding up? Are you seeing if there's any peeling of any kind or any mold or issues or anything like that? I will ask her that. But again, that paper that I put on her countertop, it stated those 5 things that contact paper was resistant to. Now, and I've already shared the application process where I saw a young lady use Mod Podge. She laid down Mod Podge, then she laid the peel and stick, and then she put epoxy on top. That was in her house. I would not recommend you do that in a rental property. It does not belong to you. So you want to use peel and stick. And I think they did this peel and stick contact paper basically for renters, because they know the renters, when they go in there, they don't want to paint and repaint. So you do something that's quick and easy and nice. And contact paper now is coming in all colors, designs, and I love that they created this option for renters. So because when I go to my daughters, I love doing, thank goodness, the landlord that my daughters have, he is wonderful. He tells me when I can do whatever you want to do. And he said if it's nice enough, he leaves it up there for the next person that comes in. So I have no issues with that, but he has no issues with that. But I believe this peel and stick contact paper was made for renters. For when they move, they don't have to worry about repainting. They can just pull off the wall, trash, and be done with it. Now, there is another process, application process, or an additional process that I use. And I learned this by watching Wayna. When you're going around curves or bull nose trims, the blow dryer, it works wonderfully. If you're using that contact paper and you're going around, whether it's a point or a curve of any kind, you just lay it there. And when you don't put the blow dryer right to it, put it on the heat setting and kind of just put it towards it, up to it a little bit, but not on it. And you'll notice that the paper will start conforming to whatever it's on. I showed that in a video when I showed the step-by-step process of how I applied it. It's a pretty long video, and I'll put a clip up here, and it shows where I use the blow dryer. I use it now, and I actually used it when I put it on my island. I showed that process. And it just makes the adhesion on the back, not only the paper conform, but the adhesion on the back to stick to the surface even more. Again, when you remove it, there's no damage. It's just causing it to form. Because if you ever tried to go around curves, and I've done it, it's not a pretty finished look, but it's done. And so I was so glad when I saw Wayna share that process with us. So I use the blow dryer. I'm not going to use the Mod Podge method because there's already adhesion, and I don't know what that would do if you use the Mod Podge. But I do use the blow dryer whenever I'm doing this application to anyone's bathroom, and not just to go around curves, But as you saw when I did it in the shower, it already had tile. But what I liked about it, and I did it in my kitchen, it takes on the print of the tiles that was already up there. So it looks like you laid individual marble tile pieces. It takes on the form of the tile that you're laying it on, if it has a pattern. So I'll use the blow dryer to blow heat on that, and it actually makes the paper form to the tile even more, and causes the indentions of the grout lines to come, or the print of it to come through the contact paper. Now for prepping and removing, on these contact papers, when you order them, it tells you everything you need to know. It tells you what you need to do before you apply it, and it tells you what to do to remove it. But I'm just answering these questions because people ask me. When you order contact paper, just read the description, just read the directions, read everything. So I'm just basically reiterating what's already given by the suppliers. So on prepping, you want to always, with anything, whether it's painting or doing contact paper and even wallpaper, like I said, I will never do. You always want to clean your surfaces thoroughly. I know it's exciting to see what it looks like and you want to get it up there, but if you don't prep your surfaces, it's not staying. It's not going to stay because you got all this dirt, dust, and stuff behind, and this adhesion is trying to stick to it, and it's not. It's going to eventually fall off. Now, speaking of contact paper falling off, I did experience my first time of where when I was putting up contact paper, and I'm thinking, why isn't this staying on the wall? I just did my sister's half bath with this wood look contact paper, and I was up there trying to figure, now, why isn't this staying on there? This adhesion is so good. It's tough because it was hard to pull the paper from the back, the peeling from the back of the contact paper. Well, her wall is textured. Contact paper will not adhere to any kind of textured wall. So what I recommend is, I watch Yadu Essentials I think it was a wall. I'm going to see if I can find the video. If I can find it, I will link it. She uses foam board or poster board. No, she used foam board. You put it on the foam board because it's smooth, and this is for renters. If you have a textured wall and you want to put up this wallpaper, it's contact paper, get foam board from the dollar store. Very cheap, just $1. Or if you want to get poster board, I would get foam board because I think that would hold up to the humidity and everything better. And you cover the foam board, cut around the doors or whatever, use the foam board to lay up there and cut around your outlets, your door frames, window frames, and then you cover the foam board, and then use the what do you call it, the tape, the it's peel and stick too, but adhesive, the tape that you put on the back of the command strips. Use that on the back of the foam board and put up against the wall. And that's even easier and probably better, really, because you've already cut the form around the frames of the door, around the outlets, around the window, and then all you had to do is lay it out on the floor, put your contact paper on there, and then put your command strips on the back and put it up on the wall, and when it's time to move, all you gotta do is pull it down. I think I just thought of another way to do to do it in people's homes. It saves time. But that's another way to do it. And again, with the removing, you just plop it down, and pull it down. It's the same thing with the peel and stick. You just pull it down. There's no issues. Again, you have to prep your walls first. You need to dust, sweep, wipe, whatever it takes to prep that wall so the adhesion can take and it can stay until you're ready to take it down. Another thing, or this is the last thing that I learned in ordering contact paper here in my office, and I'm going to be uploading a video, by the way, of me redoing my office. I don't know if you can see this here. This is a pattern. I love this wallpaper. I have it here in my office. I have it in my hall. I have it downstairs at the foot of my steps on that wall. I have it in my dining room wall, and I may put it in my half bath. I just love this pattern. But when you order a pattern contact paper, and I'm saying wallpaper, contact paper. I meant to say contact paper, not wallpaper. If you order contact paper and it's a pattern, order more than you need. I have a love-hate for this. I love the pattern, but when it comes to matching, it's like you almost feel like you're wasting contact paper because you can't use a certain piece that you cut. But if you get pattern, make sure you order more than you need. And because matching up the pattern is, whatever pattern it is, it's a booger. It's like, oh, I have a love-hate for it, but I love it more than I hate it. But the solid, that's simple. You just put it up and there's no issue. Just lay it side by side. I don't like laying on top because you can see the seam. So I try to lay it as close as possible. If I have to put it on top, it's just like a millimeter where you can barely see it. But again, when you're ordering pattern, you want to order more than you need. And on the when you order it, it does tell you how to measure to make sure you get more, get the amount that you need for whatever the room and the space is. I don't do all that. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. So I just guess, and when I guess, most of the time I'm right. So I just order more than I need. So if I guess and I looked at the wall and it says, okay, like I did this one before I did this. This one I did like 2 years ago. This one I just did earlier in 2020. Well, not in early in 2020, late 2020, before I went back to Baltimore. So when I did this wall, it was 3 rolls. Then I knew, okay, this one needed at least 2. So I just ordered 4 instead of 3, because that one needed 3 because it used all 3 and had a little bit left. I just ordered 4 and had extra. I had to do another wall I forgot that I have. So when you're ordering with pattern, get more than you need. So I want to thank you all for stopping by. And if you liked my videos, watching my videos, please consider subscribing. Click the bell and then select all so that you'll be notified of all videos that I upload. Thank you so much for watching JRC Restoration, Decor, and Designs. And remember, the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So until next time, make it a blessed and productive day, everyone. Bye-bye.